I was talking to someone the other day, and they said something that stayed with me, that a lot of people get attached to the messenger and not the message. He also said something else that stood out to me, that he can't really see himself, and I can't really see myself, but he can see himself through me, and I can see myself through him in conversation, and that's part of why we end up being mirrors for each other. Another thought that came up was the idea that if people are messengers, then life could be seen as a kind of process where every person we encounter has something for us to notice or understand about ourselves. From that viewpoint, each interaction starts to feel less about the other person in isolation and more like a reflection that brings certain parts of experience into awareness. There's also this mirror-like idea that shows up in a lot of mystical and non-dual ways of seeing things, where reality is understood as a kind of self-recognition. In that sense, individual perspective becomes the way existence looks at itself in fragments, and each life is like a localized lens where something vast and continuous gets to experience form, memory, emotion, and choice. Not as something separate from it, but as awareness expressing itself in physical form, like waves to an ocean. If we strip that down, it starts to feel like life isn't pointing to one fixed meaning. It's more like the space where meaning becomes possible in the first place, and what we call the point might simply be the moment where experience becomes aware enough to question itself at all. So maybe the point of all of this is not something outside of it, but the realization itself, that what we are calling life, awareness, and experience is ultimately consciousness noticing itself through everything it becomes.